So, Death of a Unicorn is a new horror comedy brought to us by A24, written and directed by Alex Schwartzman. And instead of giving you guys the plot synopsis, I'm going to instead give you a pitch to this movie, so here we go. Death of a Unicorn is a new creature feature starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. And the creature in this movie? A unicorn. That's all I'm gonna say. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say, welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss a feature video, whether it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I've coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to want to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I'm to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below as well. Have you guys seen Death of a Unicorn? What did you guys think of it? Did you know about this movie? What are your hopes for this movie? What are your fears about this movie? Let me know below. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Death of a Unicorn.
Excellent!
Death of a Unicorn was a movie that before I saw this thing, I knew very, and I mean very little of this movie. The only things that I knew about this movie was that it was starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, and those two things right there got my attention. But the thing that got my attention was knowing that this was a creature feature, and the creature of this movie was a unicorn. A flarking unicorn, guys. So yeah, as y'all can imagine, a creature feature with a unicorn starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, and distributed by A24. Right then and there, that sounds like the next horror comedy classic. And of course, I saw that picture that was circulating around South by Southwest after it premiered there. I had heard a lot of good things about this movie, but still, I didn't say a word to this movie because I wanted to go to this movie as blind as I possibly could. And guys, this movie was fun. Death of a Unicorn has one crazy, I mean, this movie has an insane cast. Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, Will Poulter, Anthony Carrigan, Richard E. Grant, Tia Leone. I mean, those are just a few of the cast of this movie. Death of a Unicorn has a great cast, and all of them are great in this movie. There is not a single person that's a sore thumb. While Jenna Ortega and while Paul Rudd are great in the film, there are two standouts, and they're easily, without a doubt, Will Poulter and Anthony Carrigan. These two are the ones that stole every single scene, especially in terms of their comedy, their comedic timing. Holy crap. Will Poulter had me in stitches, and Anthony Carrigan that has had these ways of getting just a quick laugh and a very gut-busting laugh out of you. Will Poulter just has these lines of dialogue and his delivery of these lines. As a horror fan, as a horror comedy fan, and as an A24 fan, if you tell me that a movie with Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Richard E. Grant, and not to mention as Tia Leone, and to add on top of that, they're in a movie, and that creature feature is a freaking unicorn. That pitch, that concept is gonna get my butt in that theater seat immediately, and yeah, the content of this movie, I freaking love. Once that creature feature concept is put into full effect of this movie, it becomes such a fun horror comedy. I was laughing and I was having a great time with those moments. And you can tell that the cast is having such a great time in this feature. I mean, who wouldn't have a great time knowing that you're in a film that features a unicorn just causing mayhem? There were many moments in this movie, especially that, like I said to you guys earlier, especially when it comes down to Will Poulter. This guy's timing is unreal. There is a moment in this movie that involves a little device and the music. Genius.
Well, that's just fucking great!
But unfortunately, there are quite a few frustrations that I have that hold this back from being one of the next great creature features. This is my biggest criticism with this movie, and that is the emotional core of this movie, the reason why that this story is happening in the first place. That's the relationship between Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega's characters. The performances that these two have are great in this film. Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are great in this film, but the biggest problem that I have with this movie is that when it comes down to the relationship, that relationship is barely explored. Not only is it barely explored, but when the emotional moments are trying to happen, when they're trying to make you have some type of emotional response, or at least for me, I should say, their relationship wasn't either fully explored or even it wasn't, fleshed out enough or nurtured enough in this movie. And that's a damn shame because once again, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are so good and they're great in this movie, and it really just befuddled me that these two actors, and I also want to blame this on the script as well, because the script of this movie, while sure, the content of this movie is really cool. I mean, once again, you got my butt in the seat just last night to see this movie because of the fact that this movie is a creature feature with a unicorn, for God's sakes. But at the same time, the emotional core of this movie just wasn't there. As a matter of fact, it's quite hollow. There's really no character arc. As a matter of fact, you can actually see where the characters are going to go from the moment that you see these characters in this movie. Like, there's really no surprises in the character arcs of this movie at all. While the script does showcase something that's fun, it could have gone much deeper in terms of the emotional moments. And I want to give some leeway towards this because this is a low budget creature feature, but at the same time, I have to mention it. The unicorns in this movie. The CG of the unicorns, oh god, they did not look good. In the darkness, the unicorns actually look really, really cool. But in lighter scenes in which you can really tell. Now, once again, and I'm gonna give some leeway here, I understand that this is more of a low budget creature feature, completely understandable, and I get that the unicorns don't have the greatest CG budget. I mean, it's very, very evident here. Once you see those unicorns and their CGI glory, man, do they stand out like a sore thumb. Death of a Unicorn, besides it being a creature feature, has more on its mind. This movie, besides it being a creature feature, is also trying to be a satire, and you can clearly tell it's trying to hit a lot of targets. It's a satire on rich people, on the medical field, and plenty of other things. When Death of a Unicorn hits those subjects with the comedy, it hits hard. But unfortunately, it misses, and I mean it misses way more than it hits. This movie is definitely a fun and solid creature feature, but it tries to be more than that, and when it tries to be more than that, this movie misses, unfortunately. Had this movie explored those elements just a tad bit further, we could have gotten something so great, but unfortunately, it does miss way more than it hits, unfortunately.
And here we go.
So overall, Death of the Unicorn is a solid and funny creature feature. While there are quite a few things that work in this movie, absolutely, at the same time, there are just as many things that feel like they're unbaked. But I'm happy to say that I had a fun and a good time with Death of a Unicorn. All in all, I'm gonna give Death of a Unicorn a 3 out of 5. Unfortunately, Death of a Unicorn is the next great creature feature, but if you're just looking for a fun night at the movies, you can't go wrong with this movie. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Death of a Unicorn. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I'll see you all next time.